Are you thinking about making a move to Seattle, Washington, but you actually don't even want to live in Seattle? Maybe the hustle and bustle of urban city life just isn't your speed. You might be more comfortable in the suburban lifestyle, a little bit more elbow room, maybe a bigger yard for the dog or kids. Well, that's exactly what we're going to cover in today's video. We're going to jump into my laptop, I'm going to pull up Google Maps and take you on a virtual tour of some of the top suburbs in the Seattle area that might fit you best. That's our goal for today. Lots of different areas. Everybody has their own wants and needs in the neighborhoods that they're looking for, and I'm going to try to shed a little bit of light on some of those top suburban areas in Seattle. So if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, let's jump into it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything about living, working, playing, eating in the city of Seattle, Washington, then subscribe down below and tap that bell for notifications so you can be the first to learn about the current market here in Seattle. We release new videos every week that cover just that, the Seattle real estate market, in hopes of helping you make that all-important decision of which area is going to be the best fit for you. My name is David Sappenfield. The team and I, we get calls, texts, and emails every day from people just like you looking for help to make their move to Seattle, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to move next week or next year, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, schedule a Zoom call. We're happy to help you make that smooth move to Seattle. So, as I mentioned, we are going to be covering the top suburbs in the Seattle area today. Now, we're going to keep it close. We want to stay within 30 to 45-minute commute time from downtown Seattle. We don't want you stuck in traffic for too long. So, just going to cover those local areas right near the city. And yeah, if you're ready to go, let's jump into the computer now. Okay, let's get rolling. So I have Google Maps pulled up here. You'll see the city of Seattle right there in the middle of the screen. We're going to focus on areas that are 30 to 45 minutes, an hour tops as far as commute time into the city. We want to keep it nice and close. What we're going to do is just go from the south end of Lake Washington, South Seattle, and then we're going to go counterclockwise, work our way around Lake Washington, and then all the way up back into North Seattle. So those are the areas we're going to cover today, and let's get going on that. So if we start here down south, let me zoom in a little bit. There are a couple popular cities that a lot of people kind of gravitate towards, and that would be Burien. We also have Tukwila, Des Moines, and Kent. Now, all of these areas are going to be the most affordable of the areas that we're going to talk about today. Median home prices for single family homes in this area, 600 to 650, somewhere in that range. So definitely more affordable, pretty convenient as far as getting into downtown Seattle. You're looking anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes usually, pretty straight shot just up north from these cities. So really desirable from a commuter standpoint and from affordability standpoint. Definitely the most affordable area that we're going to be covering today. So if we head a little bit to the east, we run into Renton, and Renton is a really big city, actually. Covers a lot of miles in the Puget Sound region. There are a few different parts of Renton that I personally would probably focus on as far as livability and just nice neighborhoods to live in. Probably the nicest area in Renton is going to be right here in this area. This is Kennydale, lower Kennydale here to the west side of 405. Then you have upper Kennydale to the east side. Really nice area. You also have the Highlands, which is nice. That's this area right here. And then you also have the Fairwood area, which is down here, kind of these areas right here. All great neighborhoods. That Fairwood area, it's going to tack on another probably 5-10 minutes to your commute. But let's pull that up real quick as far as commute times into Seattle. Let me get that going here. Okay, so you're looking about 26 minutes right now into downtown Seattle from downtown Renton. You can go 405 and just straight shot up to I-5. You could also take another route going across the I-90 bridge, which this way is probably not the best way if you're commuting during traffic times. There's a section of 405 here called the Renton S curves. You'll kind of hear that when you're listening to traffic reports and stuff. The Renton S curves always get backed up. So probably going that I-5 route around the south would probably be your best bet into the city. But yeah, Renton is really, really nice, conveniently located. A little bit further out, you're 20, 25 minutes or so to downtown Seattle. But yeah, a great option. Now, if we head a little bit further southeast, now this is kind of on the border of, definitely pushing at least an hour commute, but this community, Maple Valley, became very popular, especially with a lot of people working from home. A lot of newer communities in Maple Valley. Like I said, when people weren't having to commute into the office, they were, loving the newer homes, newer neighborhoods, just a great section of southeast King County. Median home prices in that area are going to be around 650, 700, somewhere in that range. But yeah, this was very popular, still is growing rapidly. But with people kind of going back to the office, you're pushing at least an hour to get into downtown Seattle, into Bellevue. So kind of on the fringe of, how far you'd probably like to travel. That's really pushing it. Okay, so if we head just a little bit north of Renton, we bump into Newcastle here. Newcastle, really nice part of town, south of Bellevue, north of Renton. Median home prices for single family homes in Newcastle, you're going to be right around 1.1 million to get into those neighborhoods. Really hilly part of town, hard to find homes that are on flat lots. If that's what you're looking for, Newcastle might not be the best fit for you. I mean, there definitely are some, but from my experience, I've noticed that a lot of the homes in that area are located on the side of a hill, which a lot of them have great views of Lake Washington. So you guess you got to kind of take the good with the bad when it comes to that. But yeah, Newcastle is great as well. Now, if we head a little bit further east of Newcastle, we bump into Issaquah. And Issaquah is a higher price point. Median home value for a single family home is probably going to be right around 1.6 for Issaquah, but definitely that suburban lifestyle, little bit more yard, the single family homes are, kind of spread out more. You just have more space. But like I said, a little bit more expensive. You're a straight shot from I-90 into Seattle. Let me pull up some commute times for you here. If we just shoot straight down I-90 over into downtown Seattle, we are looking at right around 21 minutes. So, right now there's not a whole lot of traffic, but super great option for feeling like you're out in the country almost, but super close to Seattle. With the light rail system as that comes over across Lake Washington, that's going to make commuting even a little bit easier getting into the downtown area. And so that's going to make Issaquah even more attractive. It's not going to Issaquah at this point, but you can drive into Bellevue, hop on light rail, get downtown, and not have to fight downtown traffic. And just north of Issaquah, we have Sammamish Washington. Sammamish is really nice. Newer homes, bigger lots. You're going to have a median home value about 1.5 million in the Sammamish neighborhood. But like I said, newer homes typically. There's lots of new developments that have popped up in the last 10, 20 years. So really, really nice part of town. Pretty easy to get into Redmond, into Bellevue. Seattle, not so much. much. Let me pull up commute times for Seattle, but because you're kind of traveling a little bit of a ways to get down to I-90 or up to 520. So let me just show you commute times real quick from Sammamish into Seattle. Yeah, so we're looking around 30 minutes, which isn't too bad, but no traffic right now. You're going to add probably another 30 minutes to that with rush hour traffic. So probably a better fit if you're working in Bellevue, Redmond, Kirkland area, but still not out of the picture, I guess, if you're working in Seattle. But you will have that longer commute coming from Sammamish. But great neighborhood, love Sammamish. Okay, if we look just to the west across Lake Sammamish, we run into Bellevue, Washington, and Bellevue is, it's a suburb of Seattle, but it's almost dare not call it a suburb. It's pretty much its own city. High-rise buildings are being built right now. It's just rapidly expanding. Really expensive part of town to live. For the median home value for single family homes, you're looking 1.6 to 1.7 million. But Bellevue is an incredible place to live. Show you the kind of downtown mall area here. You have Bellevue Square. That's just right off of Bellevue Way. Lots of shops, lots of restaurants, plenty of different neighborhoods, really close to, getting into downtown Seattle. Let me pull up some commute times for you getting into downtown here. Yeah, so you're looking 16 minutes if you're shooting across I-90, which, not too bad at all. Even with traffic, you're probably looking 45 minutes. Again, with the light rail stations that are being built and coming into downtown Bellevue up into Redmond, that is going to make getting into downtown Seattle just a breeze. Really, really convenient. There's going to be stations all over the east side here that are going to make it easy to just hop on and get over to the west side. But Bellevue, super popular, but also pretty expensive to live in a home there. Lots of the homes in Bellevue are, 1950s, 1960s, older style, kind of one-story ramblers, a lot of one-story with basement homes. You will find some new construction, kind of some one-off projects here and there, but for the most part, it's definitely a more established neighborhood. But with that more established neighborhood, you have bigger yards, which, if that's what you're looking for and you have the budget to fit it, then Bellevue might be a good fit for you. Okay, just west of Bellevue and Newcastle, you're going to see Mercer Island. Really, really nice part of town to live in. Your median home value for homes on Mercer Island are going to be 2.1, 2.2, somewhere in that range. But you see a lot of waterfront, really large estates in Mercer Island. So super nice part of town. They also will have a light rail station coming right across here, so it'll be easy to hop on light rail, get into Seattle from Mercer Island. But yeah, super nice part of town, pretty exclusive. That 2 million plus price point is probably about where you're going to need to be to get a single family home in Mercer Island. So just north of Bellevue, we run into Redmond, home of Microsoft, Nintendo. Super popular place to live. Median home value for Redmond, you're looking around 1.5 as well. But you're working in Redmond, then that's where you probably want to be to keep your commute low. Getting into Seattle is fairly easy as well. You can jump across a 520 bridge to get there. Let me just pull up some commute times for you real quick from Redmond. So we're looking 31 minutes if we're going across 520. Looks like there's some backed up traffic getting off of the bridge there. And then you have about a 30-minute commute time going across I-90. Remember, I-90 is the free bridge. You don't pay any tolls to cross that, but 520, you do pay a toll. And in this scenario, it's the same exact time for each way. So closer to rush hour traffic, that will change. It will be quicker to go 520 than I-90. But as it sits right now, shooting over I-90 is probably the best way to go. But again, a lot of employers in Redmond, Microsoft, Nintendo, countless more high-tech companies. So just makes it a really desirable part of town to live in, which is driving up those real estate prices. All right, if we go just west of Redmond, we run into Kirkland. Kirkland is a great neighborhood to live in. Point out a few of the neighborhoods that are really nice that I would say probably good idea to focus on would be right here. You have the Houghton neighborhood, and Google is right there in Houghton. So if you're a Google employee, anywhere in Kirkland would be great for you. But, you know, Houghton, you're within a couple minutes from your office right there. If we move a little bit further north, this is just the downtown area of Kirkland. Really nice. They have a marina right here that, you know, lots of shops, restaurants right here on Lake Street. Turns into Lake Washington Boulevard, which is just a fantastic part of town during the summertime. If we head a little bit further north, you run into Juanita. Lots of great homes in Juanita. You have Juanita Beach Park right here. You can move a little bit further west and you go up into the Finn Hill part of Kirkland. Little bit off the beaten path, I guess you could say, from the rest of Kirkland. You know, you got to travel a little bit further for shops, restaurants, stuff like that. But really quiet. You don't get a lot of freeway noise or highway noise up in Finn Hill, which is nice because a lot of parts of anywhere in the Puget Sound region, it's hard to just eliminate all traffic noise, but Finn Hill is kind of one of those areas where you don't get any. And if we head a little bit further east, you know, probably the most affordable part of Kirkland is going to be this Kingsgate area. A lot of condos, apartments in that section of town. But all in all, Kirkland, great part of town to live in. As far as commute times into Seattle, let's pull those up. Okay, so we're looking about 27 minutes to shoot across the 520 bridge. You know, you're looking another 3 minutes if you're going to go I-90. Of course, like I was saying, with traffic, that will change. And, you know, in rush hour traffic, it might not even be a bad idea to consider going northbound and coming down Lake City Way over here, you know, 522. Probably still going to be a 45-minute to an hour drive for you. But if you don't want to pay those tolls of 520, you know, those are going to be kind of your options to the north and south. So, but Kirkland, fantastic, beautiful neighborhood. I love it. There's a new village at Totem Lake, the new mall area, really nice shops, restaurants, movie theater, and just, yeah, great place to live. You have Evergreen Hospital, which is a really highly rated hospital. If you're, you know, maybe working there, that's really close, and Kirkland might be a good place to call home. Okay, if we move a little bit further north from Kirkland, we run into Woodinville, and Woodinville is fantastic. That's actually where I live. I love it. Really big on the wine scene. There's, I think it's like 200 different tasting rooms in the Woodinville area. There's different districts. We'll do a video just covering Woodinville, and I'll kind of show you all around and give you some more details on it. But Woodinville is fantastic. Median home value for homes in Woodinville, you're looking around 1.2 to 1.3 million, but super convenient to commute into Seattle from Woodinville. Let me just pull up some commute times here for you. So we're looking 34 minutes if we went across the 520 bridge, 35 minutes for I-90. But you know what? That's probably not even the best way to go. Google Maps is probably dropping the ball on this one, but going up either up north to 405 and down I-5, or just going 522 all the way into Seattle is probably going to be your best bet. But not too bad of a commute to really anywhere on the east side. That's one of the things that I love about Woodinville the most is you can pretty much get anywhere on the east side in 15 or 20 minutes very easily. So great part of town to live in. I love it. And you know, I always tell everybody who asks me how much I enjoy living in Woodinville. You know, I don't see myself living any other place as long as I'm living in this area. So great part of town to live in. Okay, if we slide a little bit to the west of Woodinville, just north of Kirkland, we run into Bothel, which has become extremely popular in the last 10, 20 years. Lots of new construction growth. Median home value for homes, single family homes in Bothel, you're looking around 950, somewhere in that range. So more affordable, and you still have a pretty good commute, especially to the east side. Let me pull up some commute times for you from Bothell to Seattle. So you're looking, 34, 35 minutes into Seattle. If you're working in Bellevue or Redmond, you're looking 22 minutes. So that's one of the reasons why Bothell has become so popular is, commuting into Bellevue, Redmond, Kirkland, it's not too bad. And you have all the toll lanes from Bellevue all the way up to Lynnwood on Interstate 405. So toll lanes really kind of ease congestion as well. You can hop in those, pay a small fee if you are in a rush and need to get there quickly. But probably a little bit more convenient for the east side if you're working on the east side and living in Bothell. So just west of Bothell, we have the city of Kenmore. Kenmore is right tucked in the north end of Lake Washington. Really great part of town, very similar to Bothell, minus all of the new construction that Bothell and the growth that Bothell is seeing right now. Median home values for Kenmore right around that 1.2, 1.3 mark. But, commuting into the east side, really easy, 20 minutes or so. Let's pull up commute times into Seattle from Kenmore. Yeah, that has us about 36 minutes. So some sticky traffic spots right now popping up. But yeah, especially heading down south here through Seattle. And this section in Seattle is just always a nightmare. If you saw our Seattle pros and cons videos, I covered Seattle traffic a lot more. But just anytime you go through the city, the downtown area, just doesn't matter what time of day it is. It seems like traffic is always backed up. So just what you got to deal with around the Seattle area. So if we head a little bit north of Kenmore, we run into Lynnwood. Lynnwood is, great part of town. You're probably, 30, 35 minutes to Seattle. Let's pull up some commute times real quick for Lynnwood. Yeah, we're looking 34 minutes straight shot down I-5. But like I said in a lot of my other videos, we have Lynnwood videos on the channel here. The light rail system is being expanded up into Lynnwood. So that's going to make commute times into downtown Seattle way better. You're looking about a 28-minute commute time from Lynnwood to downtown Seattle, and that's going to be open in the next couple of years. But we're really starting to see a lot of growth in Lynnwood because of that. The future light rail station coming. But Lynnwood is just a really kind of, I guess you could say, up and coming, great part of town to live in. Traffic from Lynnwood, or excuse me, commute times from Lynnwood over to the east side, you're probably looking 30 minutes, 35 minutes to get to Redmond, Kirkland, Bellevue, those areas. So still pretty reasonable. And your median home value for Lynnwood, you're looking around 900,000. So a little more affordable. Snohomish County, cost of living in Snohomish County is a little bit more affordable. So all around, great place to live, not too far. And when light rail comes, it'll be awesome. Okay, just west of Lynnwood, we have Edmonds. Edmonds is really nice section of the city here. Nice part of town, a lot of waterfront. It's really a kind of a quiet little town, a lot of shops, restaurants. You have a ferry dock there. Right down by the ferry dock, you have all kinds of great little restaurants, and just the downtown Edmonds is really just a cute little town. It's really nice. I enjoy Edmonds a lot. Median home price for Edmonds, you're looking around 850 to 900, somewhere in that range. And as far as commuting goes, you're going to be able to get into downtown Seattle in about, I don't know, 39, 40 minutes. So, traffic's starting to pick up a little bit here, which is, normal. That's exactly what I would expect. So we're still pretty close, but Edmonds, quiet little town. Again, a lot of Edmonds is kind of on a hill, so a little bit of sloped lots that you'll find. You will see some flat ones as well, but just kind of coming down to the Puget Sound there, it's you have beautiful views and from a lot of the homes in Edmonds. Okay, if we move just a little bit further south from Edmonds, we run into Shoreline. Shoreline is the northernmost city, just on the other side of the Seattle city limits. So really popular place to live for people that do work in Seattle. Commute times to Seattle from there are going to be, let me pull this up for you here. You're looking 30 minutes, but light rail stations coming to the Shoreline area. There's going to be a couple there, really near the Shoreline, all the neighborhoods within that area. So that's going to really, 20-minute commute time into downtown Seattle from Shoreline. So really close, really convenient. The median home value for homes in Shoreline, a little bit more affordable. You're looking around $750,000 for a single family home in that area. Probably as close as you're going to get at a really good value to downtown Seattle. Shoreline is great. It's a really good option for you. So as you can see, there are a ton of different options for suburban living around the Seattle area. You really can't go wrong with any of them. Each of them have their own little quirks and characteristics that might make it a little bit overwhelming for you when you're trying to decide which place might fit best for you. So if you are thinking about making a move to the Seattle area, we'd encourage you to just reach out, give us a call. We're happy to have that conversation with you, help you narrow down what part of town might be best for you, help you figure out what that next step in the relocation process for you might be. And whether you're moving next week or next year, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, schedule a Zoom call. We're happy to help you make that smooth move to Seattle. And until next time, we hope to show you around town. Take care. Bye.